Hello everybody, my name is Brandon Oliver and today I'll be doing another snow person painting. But this time I'm doing a snow woman. And I'm just starting to layer in the colors for the base of the snow person. I used pearl white, titanium white, medium magenta, and silver for this. You don't want to use too much paint for this part, but I think I could have used a little bit more to form out larger circles. After I layer all these colors in, I just did flip cups. I'll be putting these on top of the pour after I do the flip cups. I just wanted to get an idea where I want them. I'll go ahead and flip the cups now. I could have definitely used a little bit more paint because I had to stretch these out a lot to get them to touch. Alright, I think that's pretty good. I'm just popping any air bubbles. And I'm going to be putting these cups on top of them once I get them to the right size. Alright, I'm setting these on top. Then afterwards I'll be scraping the excess paint away. Not completely off the canvas because it can help. It could help blow out the paint a little bit better, give it a surface to slide on. I have to be a little bit careful because these containers want to slide off very easily. Now I'm adding the colors for the background. I'm using Prussian blue hue, titanium white, a light pink, medium magenta, and silver. I'm just kind of pouring them anywhere. I'm trying to have an even distribution everywhere. Now I'm going to blow it out with my hairdryer. And at first I was using the low setting, and it was not blowing very much. I think my paint might have been too thick for this. So after a few tries, I put my hairdryer on high, and it worked pretty well. I just had to keep it a little further away from the canvas so it didn't splatter too much. See, this is still the low setting. It's like barely moving. And here's when I switched. It's moving a lot better. And I love these colors together. The pink and blue. It's a very good contrast. And while I'm doing this, I'm pressing the containers down so they don't move. With the hairdryer on high, I'm sure they would just fly off if I let them go. And I want to keep them as secure as possible. I think this background is working a lot better than the last time I did this. I did a snowman last year, and the background, it's pretty cute, but the background doesn't make much sense. I'll show you at the end what I did last year. Alright, I'm touching up any sides of the canvas that did not get covered. Now it's time to take off the containers. I'm going to slowly do it so there's no air pocket that forms. This last one gave me a little bit of trouble. I had to touch up a tiny part. So I'm just using a little palette knife and trying to get rid of that blue. Here I'm trying to just make it more of a round shape, but once it does dry, I have to do a lot of retouching on it because I think it shifted a little bit while it was drying. Here it is while it's wet. I love these colors. I think it turned out really cool. Alright, here's step 2. It's all dry now, and I'm going to be adding some touch-ups on the parts that shifted. And this white I used is the same white that I used in the painting, which is recommended so it doesn't dry differently. But I did end up using pearl paint as well, just right out of the tube, and it definitely didn't match exactly, which that's my bad. I didn't mix up enough pearl paint to do touch-ups. But just doing a few layers of this to make it more round, and try to add a little more design to make it look more seamless and not just straight lines everywhere. Now I'm going to be adding the snow at the bottom. I'm just using paint right out of the tube. For this part, it'll add some texture, and I didn't want to use fluid paint again. I did that with my last snowman painting, and it's just another step that takes a few days to dry, and I didn't want to deal with that. And here's the other painting I'm trying to connect slightly so they would match a little bit. Trying to get the right height of snow that he used. Now I'm be adding some details, starting with the eyes. This is always the scary part because you can't really go back if you mess up. The perfectionist in me try to make perfect circular eyes, but if they are coal eyes, they don't have to be perfectly circle. Just a little squiggly line for the face. And adding a little bit more white to the bottom. Make it look like it's under the snow, not just sitting right on top. Now I'm adding the arms, the stick arms. And this brown that I used is very transparent, so I had to add a few layers to this. But then I also added a little bit of black to add a little shadow and just make it more opaque. And for this other arm, I'm gonna have it wave to the other painting that I did. So they could be almost like a pair together. Now starting on the nose. Just doing a little baby carrot nose. This orange color right out of the tube. Second layer of the brown. Here's where I added the black. I think it adds a little bit more dimension to it. I think this is the part that I added the pearl white. Gave it texture on the corners of the snow woman, which I can't really change now. Adding a little bit more white here to cover up the bottom part of the snow woman. I decided to add a little bit of the pearl white to this bottom part, just to make it have a little bit more dimension. felt like the eyes needed a little bit something different, so I decided to add eyelashes. I probably should have used a smaller brush doing this, or I should have gotten a paint marker, a paint pen, because it was kind of stressful to do. So here I got a smaller brush to add a little bit more sharpness to it. I thought this added a little bit of a cuter touch for the Snow Woman. And now I'm going to be adding some snow using the fluid white that I used for the painting. I'm covering up the face because I didn't want it to get too snowy. And I should have thinned out the white a lot more because it was very thick while I was doing this, and it wasn't doing what I wanted it to. And I think I was just being impatient while I was making this. I'm just using a fan brush and like lightly tapping on my hand. Alright, here it is. I varnished it and it's all done now. I think it turned out really cool. I love the texture of the snow. I love the shimmer from the pearl and the silver. I think this turned out really, really, really nice. There's the other one I did last year, and yeah, they're waving at each other. Alright, let me know what you guys think. Thank you for watching.